Hey, welcome to this tutorial on how to create an Edmodo quiz. This is Mrs. Engelbrecht coming at you. So, what we need to do first is make sure you have an Edmodo account. So, if you don't have an Edmodo account, you need to go to www.edmodo.com and create an account. And since we're doing this for Tech Times, you need to join the Tech Times Sandbox. And the sandbox is a place for us to play, and that's why I created it. So you're going to need this code over here. It's RN88I2. So if you're creating an account, you need to have that code. If you already have an account, you need to join and put that code in when you are prompted to. Well, how do you join if you already have an account? Well, if you go to your home, next to groups, you'll see a little plus sign. Join right there, and you'll need that code. Okay, so stop me if you don't have an account already and go get one, and then come back and we'll take a look. So for those of you that do have an account, we're going to plow through this. So we're going to go to quizzes. Now, normally it's going to be on Note when you first go to your home page. To get access to the quizzes, you're going to click on Quiz up here. So you're going to create a quiz, or you could load a previously created quiz and edit it. I have done that before, especially if quizzes that have been saved from years past, if I just want to edit them, that's a very handy feature. But let's pretend we're making a quiz entirely from scratch, brand new. Okay, so we want to create a quiz, and you'll see this screen. And Edmodo names quizzes, but as you can see, the quiz names are a little unwieldy, so we're going to, change that up a bit. We're going to go mitosis quiz 1. Okay, in case I already have something in there called mitosis quiz, I'm going to put a 1 at the end. Now you can give a time limit. The default time limit is 60 minutes. But really, I loved Edmodo quizzes for formative assessments, but, maybe give them like 20 minutes or, 5 minutes, whatever. But it does tend to freak some kids out. So just, tell them, hey, you'll have plenty of time, but we're just giving a time limit. Okay? You don't have to have a time limit if you don't want to. So you're going to add your first question. You've got some question types here. You can do multiple choice, you can do true, false, short answer, fill in the blank, or matching. Okay, so you've got, again, a cornucopia of choices. I'm going to start with some multiple choice action, and I'm going to click on add first question, but not before I point this out. If you ever need quiz help, please hit up the Help Center. Edmodo has some good help. Okay, so we're going to add our first question. And right here is where you would write the question. So I'm going to be like, what is the purpose of mitosis? Now notice, you can attach a link, or you can go to your library, which is in Edmodo, and you can actually add photos. Now that's or like pictures and images, but they have to be in your library first. That's the catch. You'll have to upload them to your library, and then you can insert them into your quiz. Which is a cool feature, especially for me, previous science teacher. Lots and lots of diagrams, lots of links out to web pages, so it's a pretty neat feature, but we're going to leave those alone for now. So what's the purpose of mitosis? I'm going to write a response. So cells can get energy, which, by the way, is not true. Okay, so then I'm going to type another response. So cells can make more genetically identical cells. A better answer. All right. So, notice what I did there. See how it went from green to green? You have to set the correct answer. This is something I always forgot to do, and all the answers would be A, and the kids would always tell me, hey, that's wrong, and I'd have to fix it. So make sure you're setting the correct answer. You can add more than just 2. You can say, again, I'm making this up off the top of my head here, animals get food. Not incredibly wrong on that one. And you can add as many responses as you want. You could add a D if you'd like as well. Okay, so you have your first question. Okay, now there's this load button over here. If you were so inclined and you had other questions and other Edmodo quizzes, it's pulling up all my old questions right here. So I could insert other questions if I wanted to. So that's a pretty cool feature. But again, we're not going to go into that right now. So we've made our first question. So we're going to click plus, and we're going to add another question. Now let's say I don't want multiple choice. Let's say this time I want true, false. So here I write, prophase, except I will capitalize my sentence, is the stage of mitosis where sister chromatids are pulled apart by their centromeres. Now, everybody knows that is not true. So you need to come down here and change the answer to false. Okay. Now again, it auto-saves all this, by the way. So I can just click another question. I can do short answer. Now these you do have to grade yourself. Okay? And when you do short answer, you can just type the question and then they type in whatever they want. So I'd be like, write an essay on why mitosis is important to you. Okay? Because it is. It's really important to everyone. And again, you can attach a link and questions if you want. So there's your short answer. Again, you'll have to grade those yourself, and you'll figure out very easily how to do that. Then there's also fill in the blank. So the stage of mitosis where sister chromatids line up along the cell equator is called. Now notice where it says use the underscores, watch what happens, magic. So this is how the question is going to appear to students, and that's where they type in the answer. And so you actually have to put the answer in here. Okay, so the stage of mitosis where they line up is called metaphase, again, as everyone knows. Okay. And it says quiz takers will have to answer in the exact order. In other words, it has to be spelled correctly for it to be marked as correct. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing that spelling counts. Okay. So there is another question. Let's add more. We're on a roll. This time let's do some matching. So enter options and their matching choices. So basically you write this, they go together. So you're basically writing the answer key here. Okay. It says match each letter with the correct answer. I'm going to change the instructions to read match each stage to the correct description. Okay. So I'm going to go prophase, chromosomes, spell that correctly though, chromosomes condense, become visible, metaphase, sister chromatids line up along the cell equator. I know I'm repeating myself, but hey, this is a fake quiz, don't judge me. Anaphase, sister chromatids are pulled apart by their centromeres. Okay, so you can add more if you like. I'm going to leave it at that because I know as much as you enjoy watching me type on the screen, it's time to stop now. So here's the matching question. Now let's say that's all the questions I wanted to add. Okay, so I could go over here and about this quiz. This quiz is about mitosis. Now you can show students the results when they're all done and they submit their answers and they show them results. You can randomize the questions if you'd like. Okay. I always particularly write my quizzes in a certain order, so I don't like to randomize them, but hey, it's there if you want it. So you've got all this good stuff going on. The last thing you need to do is assign the quiz. So you click Assign Quiz. And so here's Mitosis Quiz 1. This quiz is about mitosis. So you can edit it right now if you're still not happy. You can select a different quiz to assign if you want, but I'm going to assign Mitosis Quiz 1. Give it a due date. I'm going to make it due on the 24th. And this, add to gradebook. If you're using the Edmodo gradebook to keep track of scores, you can actually put the score in there. For me, formatives, I never really graded them, so I never wanted any formative added to the gradebook in the first place. It was just for feedback. So who am I going to send this to? Who am I going to assign it to? Tech Time Sandbox. So you guys are going to have to take it. Then you click Send, but before that, you can schedule when you would like this to go out. So let's say you're really ahead of the game and you're writing your quizzes ahead of time. You can choose a day and actually schedule this way ahead of time so it will suddenly appear when you want it to appear. So that's cool. I remember when that feature came out, I was overjoyed. But we're not going to do that, so we're going to hit Send. And then you'll see that I sent this to Tech Time Sandbox, Mitosis Quiz 1. And then as people take it, you'll see how many are turned in. And for kids taking the quizzes, it is so intuitive. They pick it up right away. It's very useful. I just think this is a good way to get kids started taking online assessments, and it's a good way for you to actually get some good feedback. Now, if you want to see what it looks like on your end after they're graded, I'll show you something. I gave a syllabus quiz a million years ago. So this is what it looks like after you come in. You see I just found the quiz, I clicked on Turned In, and this gives me all the scores. So it gives me all the high scores. And then if I need to grade anything, I could go in and grade it. But I like how it gives the question breakdown. If you have any short answer or other questions like that that you need to score, it'll be pretty obvious that, hey, I need to score these. Okay, so that is how to make an Edmodo quiz. So what you're going to do now is you're going to be let loose in Edmodo to make your own quiz and assign them to each other. It's going to be good times, I promise. All right, so we're going to have some fun with Edmodo quizzes now.